Hello children, how are you? I hope that everybody are fine and safe at home. Okay, and for today let us have another topic about food components. I hope that in our earlier video we have learned the different varieties of food components which are present in our food. I hope everybody have understood the video. And have you done the homework which was given in that, children? Yes? Very good. Then, now let us learn something more about the food components in this video. Okay, children? See, the topic is test for identifying food components. What is this, children? Tests for identifying food components. Okay. Okay, now let us see what are the tests that are generally used in a science laboratory to identify the different components of food. Okay, we will see them. Let's see the first thing. The first thing is, we already know carbohydrates. What are these, children? Carbohydrates. The carbohydrates are nothing but the energy giving foods. The carbohydrates are nothing but energy giving foods. So, where do we find these carbohydrates? We find these carbohydrates more in rice, wheat, maize, and some fruits. Okay. So, the main source of the carbohydrates is rice and wheat. Many of the people living all over India will really base upon these two important cereals. This is the rice and wheat. Okay, how we are going to perform a test for carbohydrates? As you know, the carbohydrates are rich in starchy material. The carbohydrates are rich in starchy material. Starch is nothing but, in Telugu you call it as ganji. Have you ever seen? Whenever you are cooking rice, you will get nice whitish color forms on the outside of the vessel, or also whenever you are washing the rice, you get white color or a creamy white color water from the rice. What is this starch? The starch contains rich carbohydrates. How we can identify this starchy material in one food item? Now let us see. See, the starch can be identified by using iodine solution. What is this, children? Iodine solution. Iodine solution is nothing but a dark brown color thick liquid. Dark brown color liquid which is thick in iodine. It is rich of iodine. Then how this iodine is helping us to make a test? Okay, children. Now let us see that. What we have to do is, we have to prepare iodine solution. To prepare this iodine solution, we have to take few drops of the solution into a test tube. So what you have to do? What you have to do? You have to take a neat clean test tube and you have to add few drops of iodine solution into the test tube. Now add 10 ml of water, or you can also add not only 10 ml, you can also add water to dilute this iodine solution. What you have to do? You have to dilute the iodine solution. See, if it is a bowl, you are adding iodine. Now you have to add water to this. The water until the iodine solution will become lighter in color. Until the iodine solution become lighter in color, you will add water into this test tube. Now what you will take? You will take starchy food. Either you can take rice or wheat or maize or something like that which contain high amount of starches in it or the carbohydrates. Now you powder them, or you can make a small little paste of them, and you can add into this diluted iodine solution. You have to add into the diluted iodine solution. Leave it for a few minutes or few minutes. Then what will happen? The color of the food material will turn into dark blue or black. The result is dark blue or black. Now the food which is added into this iodine solution, it will turn into dark blue or black. If you will observe this color, dark blue or black, then only you can say the food material contains starch or carbohydrate. You can prove that by using the iodine solution. You can prove any food material containing starch or carbohydrates. Then how you can do? See, not only with the rice, you can take 2-3 examples. You don't know what it contains. You can take 2-3 examples, 2-3 samples, 1, 2 and 3. So you take 2 to 3 samples and then use in this iodine solution. Iodine solution. Which food material will give you the color, dark blue or black color? That material only contains carbohydrate. And the remaining, see, if these two are not giving the color, then these two are not starchy materials or not the carbohydrates. Only the color which is given, or the food material which gives the color, dark blue or black, that material only contains carbohydrate. Have you understood, children? So the carbohydrates can be identified by adding iodine solution, few drops of iodine solution. By using this iodine solution, dilution means nothing but adding more amount of water into the thick solution. What it will happen? It will become light. Okay. After preparing the light solution, then only you can take it as a testing liquid. After testing, which food material will turn to the blue or black, then that food component, so that food material contains the component called carbohydrate. This is one test to identify the carbohydrates. This is one test to identify the carbohydrates. Now we will see the other tests. To identify fats. Do you know, children, fats? What are fats? Fats are also energy giving foods, but not like the carbohydrates. Fats are a little lesser energy giving foods than compared to the carbohydrates. Why? Because carbohydrates can be broken down by our body immediately, but fats cannot be. It takes longer time to break the fats. So what it will do? It is stored in our body. The fats. So immediate or instant energy givers are the carbohydrates, and the stored energy givers are the fats. This is like a storage. See, what we will do? We will bring a storage of rice. So you will be using a little quantity of rice daily. Yes or no? We have a big packet of rice at home. Daily we will take 1 kilo of rice from that bag. So it is a store. The fats are the storage energy giving foods. But the carbohydrates, if you want immediate energy, instant energy, like glucose. Glucose is a carbohydrate. So you can use the carbohydrates. Now we will see the test for the fats. I will show you a small experiment. Okay. Have you ever eaten vada at your home? Vada. Okay. What you will do? When your mother will cook you vada, you don't want to eat the oil. So what you will do? You will put it in a paper and you will press it. After pressing onto the paper, if you observe the paper, you can clearly see the oily substance attached to it. The oils are nothing but the fats. I said there are different types of oils. Some oils we are getting from the animals, like cod liver oil, which is very rare, and mostly we are getting from the plants. Olive oil, sunflower oil, groundnut oil, sesame oil. All these are varieties of fat containing oils that we generally use in our kitchen. See, I have taken a paper. See, the paper is very plain. You don't find anything onto it. Okay. Now, to this paper, I will add few drops of oil. I will add few drops of oil. See, children. Now observe this. See, here the paper have become translucent. You can try this at home. The paper have become translucent. See, the other part, see, if you see the other part, if you put in front of the light like this, you can look the other part where there is no oil, the paper is not translucent. But if you observe the area where the oil is attached, so if you see clearly, you can see the translucent effect on the paper. So this translucent effect is caused just because of the fat. Only fat can cause a translucent appearance on a piece of paper. Okay, you can try this test on your own at your home. This is very easy procedure and you can try this test. Not only oil, you can take ghee or you can take olive oil or you can take coconut oil or sesame oil, any kind of oil. If you try with any of the oil, you can find the same effect. So by this we can prove that the materials are containing fats. What are the materials contain? Fats. Okay, children. Okay. Up to now we have read about two tests. Test for carbohydrates and test for fats. Now we will see another important test. It is nothing but test for proteins. What it is, children? Proteins. Do you know what are proteins? Proteins are body building foods. Body building foods. So if you want a good body and a good muscle in your body and you should have a good shape, then what should be rich in your food? You should have proteins in your food. To identify these proteins in one's diet, we are having a test. To do this test, we need two liquids or two solutions. Now let us see what are the solutions and in what way we are going to identify the proteins in one's diet. Okay. See, here the two important solutions are 2% of copper sulfate. What it is? 2% of copper sulfate solution. And the second one is 10% of sodium hydroxide. These are the two important solutions to identify the presence of proteins in one's food. So what are those, children? Copper sulfate solution, sodium hydroxide solution. Repeat them, children. Copper sulfate solution, sodium hydroxide solution. How we have to prepare them? How we have to prepare them? See, if you want to prepare the 2% of copper sulfate solution, you have to take 2 grams of copper sulfate solution in 100 ml of water. 2 grams of copper sulfate solution in 100 ml of water. Then it is said to be 2% of the copper sulfate solution. Okay, children. Now, to do that, 10% of sodium hydroxide. So what you have to take? You have to take 10 grams. You have to measure the sodium hydroxide which is in the pellet form. You have to take 10 grams of the sodium hydroxide solution and add it to the 100 ml of water. Then now you will get two solutions ready. 2% of copper sulfate solution and the 10% of sodium hydroxide solution. Now, you can take a clean test tube. You can take a clean test tube and to this you can add any protein contained food. Okay, children. Now add into this test tube, what you will add? You will add 10 drops of sodium hydroxide. Okay, and just only 2 drops of copper sulfate solution. CuSO4 is nothing but a copper sulfate solution. It is a formula for this one, and sodium hydroxide. It is a formula for sodium hydroxide, NaOH. Okay, NaOH. Na means sodium, OH means it shows the hydroxide. Cu, copper, and SO4 is a sulfate. Okay. In a test tube, you will first add few drops of or few ml of protein food. Okay. To this test tube, now we will add 10 drops of sodium hydroxide and only just 2 drops of copper sulfate solution. You can leave it for just a few seconds. After a few seconds, these two chemicals will react on this protein food which is present in the test tube, and you can get a different color. The color is nothing but violet or dark purple. Okay. The color is the observation that we find. It is violet or dark purple color solution will be present in this test tube. Whenever the food material is giving you a violet color or a purple color, when a copper sulfate solution and a sodium hydroxide solution is added to it, by this test we can prove that the food material which is containing in this test tube contains proteins. What does this test prove us? The test proves us the presence of component proteins. The protein food which is present in the any food item will definitely give you this color, violet and purple color, when added with copper sulfate and sodium hydroxide solution. By this test you can prove proteins are present in the food. So up to now we have seen the three major tests. Test for carbohydrates, test for fats, and test for proteins. I have given just one example. You can also try this on multiple of examples. In our lab, we will try them. Okay, children, once we get back to our school, in our science laboratory, we can try these tests and directly we can see the observations. Not only with one food material, we will try with different food items. Okay, children. Now, I hope that you have understood what are the food components and what are the tests for identifying these food components. These are the very essential tests that can prove us the presence of any food component in one's diet. Okay, children, I hope you have understood this video, and if you are having any doubts, you can send a message to me on your WhatsApp group. I hope you will do that. Take care and okay, children, up to now we have seen the class. Now we'll see the pictorial representation. See here, this is a test for starch or the test for carbohydrate. See here we are having a potato. When we are adding the iodine solution to the potato, the color of the potato is turned into black color. So this is showing that the potato is a rich content or the source of carbohydrates. As you know, children, potatoes, sweet potatoes, rice, all these are rich content of carbohydrates. Okay, children. See, clearly you can see the orangey brown color of iodine turns to blue black when reacts with starch. Now we'll see the test for proteins. Here, if you see in this picture, you can clearly observe the sample is in the sample A. The solution is taken for a food, and to it the diluted copper sulfate solution is added drop by drop. Once the copper sulfate solution is added, see in the second picture, now they are adding diluted hydroxide solution. They are adding diluted sodium hydroxide solution. As it is added, if you observe in the pipette or in the test tube, you can observe the food material is started changing its color. So whenever the food material shows you a purple color, when these two solutions are added, you can say the food material which is present in it is definitely a protein rich food material. Okay, children. Whenever we are trying with other examples, then you can clearly observe or you can identify it easily. Now we'll see the test for fats. If you see in this one clearly, I have already shown you in the live class. See, a paper. If you add water and oil in the paper, whenever you put that paper to the light, you can observe the translucent part near the cooking oil. Why? Because the oils which are present or the fats which are present will show you a translucent effect on a paper. The other side, there is only water. The water will just wet the paper, later on it will dry up, but the oil will not dry up. So this is a simple test to show the fats which are present in the food. Not only with the cooking oil, you can try with the other oily substances, general coconut oil or ghee, butter, all these. Okay, children. Then you will identify or you can clearly say that the fats are contained in that food material. Okay, I hope that you have understood the class very clearly. Along with the test, I have shown you the test also. So if you have any doubts, we'll clear it off. We'll meet in the next video.